Hello everyone, in this video we will show the features and the configurations of an Odoo module flexible timetables and shifts, which was created by faOtools. The app introduces the innovative work calendar, where users create shifts just by choosing a period and update those by merely dragging a card. A minute to plan a whole week, as flexible as needed. Employees can access each other's shifts calendar. The working schedule can be also printed to be physically stuck in the office. Thus, users always know where and when their colleagues are available. Shifts are auto-combined into weekly timetables from Monday to Sunday. There, employees check themselves, while HR managers control the correctness and completeness of plans. Based on the Odoo attendance features, HR administrators supervise shift fulfillment, writing the employees' timetables. Turn on the approval option also to force users to get a confirmation for their shifts. For both attendance and planned shifts, users may be asked to choose a context. The list is up to you: distant, office, central, office west, and so on. The features let us quickly understand where or why employees work. Configure Odoo to remind employees to plan shifts for the next week. Notify users of being late if they have not checked in but were previously planning to work. The tool fully supports multi-time zones and multi-companies environments. In case of multi-companies environments, a user should have a related employee created for him/her in both companies. Perfect for geographically distributed teams, where cooperation becomes really crucial. All internal users that have a related employee assigned can create and manage their own shifts. The app's key idea is that employees may independently and flexibly plan shifts for the next or a few next weeks. For that, the module introduces a special interface with various view types, where an employee can choose the most convenient way to see and navigate around shifts. To plan a shift, open the app Employees, find the tab Timetables in the sys tray and click Shifts. In the calendar, click and hold down the left mouse button to select the working hours. In the pop-up window, you can change the chosen time, user, and company, choose the shift's context, and add notes. Click Save and Close. After that, you will see the related shift in the calendar on the chosen timeline. In case you want to change the shift's hours, you can do that in two ways. Simply by dragging and dropping the shift to another day or time, or by editing a shift in the field Time. This way, a user can plan his/her shifts for the next week or several weeks. As a user adds a shift, he/she may be asked to choose a context. So it will be possible to find out what the worker plans to do on a particular day or from what place he/she plans to work. The list of contexts is completely up to you. For example, you can create contexts that reflect the workplaces: distant, office central, office west, and so on. To create a context, open the Employees app settings and find the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts. Click on the button Set up Timetable Contexts, click New, introduce the context's name, optionally type the reference to the related icon, tick the box Default if you want this context to be chosen by default. The user will still be able to choose a different option. While signing in through the attendance, if the possibility to choose the context is disabled, the default context will be assigned. Tick the box Do Not Show if empty to hide the context from the timetable, if there aren't any shifts with this context. Planned shifts are automatically combined in weekly timetables from Monday to Sunday, regardless of the chosen start day in the language settings. It is done this way to make sure that the companies with employees from different locations, where the first day of the week may differ, could have a mutual timetable system. Each employee has his/her own timetable for the week, generated as soon as at least one shift for the week is planned. The timetable allows employees to check themselves for sufficient planning. They can see the total planned number of hours and the number of hours that should be planned. The hours to plan are set in the employee's settings. The setting doesn't limit the number of shifts an employee can plan per week. The timetable can be reused as a template, as a tool to control shifts fulfillment, can require approval, and can be reminded to be created. We will talk about those features later. In the generated timetable, it is possible to change the name. For that, just start editing a timetable and in the field reference, introduce the new name. You can choose how the dates are displayed in the timetable according to your location. For example, set if the day or the month should go first to avoid confusion. All employees will see the date in the set format. You can apply the date format in the employee's app settings in the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts field Date Format. The date is set with the help of symbols, the meaning of which can be seen in the language settings. In the tab Timetable, switch between the time zones to see the shifts in the convenient one. Click the button Export in the top right corner above the table to download the timetable as an Excel. It will be exported in the currently chosen time zone. This way, employees from different countries can easily find out the most suitable time to interact with each other. The timetable interface groups shifts by working contexts. It makes analysis much more comfortable and allows making corrections in time. For example, if you had certain restrictions on the number of hours for the distant work, here it is under full control. The currently active timetable of a user, the timetable related to the current week, can be seen in the field Active Timetable on the employee's card in the tab Work Information. When the schedule of an employee is more or less similar from week to week, it might be a good idea to use one of the previous weeks to plan the next ones. The module allows saving any timetable as a template, so the employees can reuse the same schedule for other weeks. This way, shift planning can be significantly simplified. For that, just open any timetable and click on the button Set as Template above the related timetable. The name of the timetable will be used as a template's name, but you can still change it. When you no longer need a certain template, just click on the button Not a Template above the related timetable. As you turn a timetable into a template, it will be available for the selection as you generate shifts for another week, further related to the template user. To generate shifts in the Timetables menu, click Generate. In the pop-up window, choose one of the templates. You can click on the icon on the right side of the chosen template to open it. This way you can make sure that you have chosen the right template. In the field Period, choose the dates for which the new timetable will be generated. Then click Generate. Managers can also generate shifts for an employee based on a template. The process is similar to generating shifts for oneself, but they also should choose the related employee in the field Employee. As they choose an employee, only the templates related to the currently chosen employee are shown. This way, only the relevant options are shown. The tool introduces a number of notifications to make sure timetables are prepared in time and fulfilled. In particular, you can remind employees to plan shifts for the next week and notify users of being late. To remind employees to plan shifts, prepare a weekly timetable, open the configurations of the Employees app and scroll down to the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts. In the field Notification Start, choose the day when the notifications with a reminder to plan shifts for the forthcoming week will start being sent. In the field Notifications End, define the end day of the week after which the notifications with a reminder to plan shifts for the forthcoming week will stop being sent. Then click Save. In the Employees Settings, tab Work Information, section Flexible Timetables, tick the checkbox Timetable Notifications. Take into account that notifications are sent only to Odoo registered users, whose employees have the checkbox Timetable Notifications ticked. The reminder is based on the scheduled job to create timetable. You can change the frequency of the checks in the developer mode in the technical menu Scheduled Jobs or on the configuration page of the module Employees. The module relies on the Odoo attendance functionality to sign the planned shifts. As a user comes to work, he/she checks in the attendance app and checks out upon finishing work. In case a user planned the shift but didn't check in at that time, it may be a good idea to send a notification to such a user to remind him/her about the shift. Some users may forget about shifts on the regular basis. With the help of the module, you can choose certain users that should be notified about being late. To send being late notifications to the user, tick the option Being Late Notifications in the Employees settings. This way, with the help of the Being Late notifications, we can make sure our employees will not forget about their shifts and will be able to at least warn us about the reasons, so the company could undertake the related measures. Those types of notifications are sent by special emails with the help of the scheduled job being late. You can change the frequency of the checks in the developer mode in the technical menu Scheduled Jobs or on the configuration page of the module Employees. The module provides the features that allow organizing collaborative work. Every user can access not only their own shifts, but also colleagues' shifts, with the context in the read-only mode. So it is always clear when and from where, based on the context, the colleague is working on a particular day. And this way they can find out whether it is an appropriate time to contact the colleague. The app supports multi-companies. This way users can access only their real colleagues' shifts. Keep in mind that for that, a user should have the related employee created for him/her in each company. Each of those employees should have the same related users set in the tab HR settings. Here, as you see, we have an employee Mitchell admin related to the company Chicago and user Mitchell admin, and another employee with the same name related to the same user but to the different company. The same way we have created employees for Anita Oliver. So separate timetables are created for those employees based on the related companies. The interface of the module can be accessed through the Employees app. The button Timetables that leads to the module's features is located in the sys tray. Go to Timetables, Shifts to open the menu to create and manage shifts. As a user opens the Shifts menu, he/she sees shifts on a weekly timetable. It is possible to switch between the daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly views in the top left corner. On the right navigation bar, you see a small calendar that allows quickly move to the required date. For that, just click on the day you want to see. Use arrows to see the previous next month. It is possible to find a specific user shift using the built-in calendar filters by employee, department, context, or company. Analyze a single user or the whole team. For example, you can find out when Anita Oliver is planning to work from the office by filtering shifts by the employee Anita Oliver and by the context office. Above the calendar in the top right corner, you will also find the Odoo standard Omnibox to search by employee, manager, context, department, and user. To search, start typing the word and then choose the search option. In the modules interface, users can create shifts just by choosing a period and update those by merely dragging a shifts card. This way, it may take just a minute to plan a whole week. You can access the main information of a shift right from the calendar. Simply click on a shift in the calendar to see its details. Click the Edit button to change the starting or ending time, related user, context, or company. In case plans have changed and you want to remove the shift from the calendar, you can delete it. For that, click on the shift and then on the button Delete. The module allows seeing shifts in several different views. You can switch around those in the top right corner. The first view is the calendar one. It's the default view in which the shifts are opened as you go to the menu Shifts. Other available views are List, Pivot, and Graph. And the Gantt view, which is available only with the enterprise license of Odoo. We will talk about it later. Employees can rely on each other's timetable to plan their own shifts. To make sure that colleagues know when their peer plans to work, it may be a good idea to share it or print it and put it on the wall somewhere in the office. This way it simplifies the organization of the team works. The tool allows generating a work schedule of a specified period that can be further printed. In the resulting file, you will see a table with employees and departments on the vertical scale and the dates on the horizontal scale. The shifts will be shown in squares highlighted with color and will contain their start and end times. To generate and download a timetable for further sharing and/or printing, open the app Employees. In the C tray, click Timetables, Print Work Schedule. In the pop-up window, choose the period for which shifts should be included. It is possible to choose up to 31 days. Choose the time zone in which shifts should be shown. Optionally choose the departments and separate employees to see only relevant shifts in the timetable. You can choose to include the related child's department and/or employees without departments by enabling the related option. The related lines will appear upon choosing a department. Optionally choose the contexts, the related shifts of which should be included in the table. For example, print only the shifts with the context distant to see when the employees will work remotely. In case you work in a multi-company environment, you can choose the companies that should be included in the timetable. This way, you can print separate timetables for each company to see only the related shifts. In the tab Appearance, you will be able to choose the report's title and its appearance. The field report title is dynamic and includes the line work schedule and chosen dates. However, you can change that or introduce your own title. You can also choose to show days and/or employees without shifts, show departments, context colors, context icons, and cross for empty cells. When you are ready, you can click Print to start downloading instantly. Or you can click Print and Save as default to start downloading and save the layout. This way, there will be no need to select the filters and set the appearance the next time you print the timetables. The layout of the printable timetable is configurable. For example, you can make it A3 or A4 and add or remove a company logo. To change the layout of the printable form, go to the Employees app's configurations and find the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts. Find the setting Work Schedule Document Layout, choose one of the existing company's layouts, or create a new one by writing its reference and choosing the option Create or Create and Edit. Introduce the changes and click Save. Below the setting, you will find three buttons: to edit the report itself, the report's layout, and the paper format. This way, the module provides a set of features to flexibly adjust and personalize the report's view according to the company's needs. In order to track the number of working hours and compare them with the planned ones, the app extends the standard functionality of the module Attendance. As an employee starts working, she needs to check in and then check out upon finishing. The time of work is recorded by the app and added to the timetable. Both employees and managers have the access to the resulting timetable. However, they see the timetable differently. Unlike ordinary employees, managers see the fields signs, total signed, and overload. This way, department managers and users with the Access Group HR administrators will be able not only to see the planned shifts, but also to control their fulfillment. When a user actually checked in and out, how much work time is planned, how much is actually spent, and what calculated overload is. Based on this information, some managerial decisions can be made. For example, if an employee deserves a bonus based on the overload, or if a certain types of work are more effective based on the context. Below the timetable, there is a standard messages thread, where superiors and subordinates might discuss any scheduled issues and questions and set up activities. This way, all discussions are kept handy and can be referred to at any time. For example, an employee may inform certain colleagues that his/her schedule is ready and that they can refer to it and plan the teamwork. In the timetable, the shifts are divided based on the chosen context. With the help of the contexts, superiors and colleagues can learn what an employee plans to do on a certain shift or from where he/she is planning to work. The list of contexts is not predefined and is completely up to you. This way you can introduce the list of options that is specific to your company. The context of the shift can be chosen both while planning and while checking in through the attendance module. If the attendance history context and/or attendance kiosk context are enabled. To allow employees to choose a context while checking in, go to Configuration page of the module Employees and scroll down to the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts. Enable the option Attendance Kiosk Context. To allow employees to choose a context while checking in through the sys enable the option Attendance sys context. Then click Save. Upon coming to work, a user should open the app Attendances or click on the red circle in the sys and choose one of the contexts. In case an employee has chosen one context while planning and then another one while checking in, the second one will be shown in the timetable. In case the feature Attendance Kiosk context or Attendance History context is disabled, a user will not be asked to choose the context. The context that was set as the default one will be applied automatically, even if another context was chosen upon planning the shift. The default context can be chosen in the fields Default Kiosk context and Default History context. The tool presents an approval system to make sure that the shift's planning corresponds to the company's goals and requirements. For example, to boost teamwork, you can make sure that certain employees and teams will be working at the same time. Also, this way you can make sure that the employees' timetables will be planned beforehand and not at the last moment. The approval workflow for timetables is based on the states updates. The available states are planning, to approve, and approved. Therefore, after planning shifts, an employee will be able to send a weekly timetable to their department manager for further confirmation. The shifts related to the timetables in the statuses to approve and approved can no longer be updated by ordinary employees. To turn on the feature in the settings of the Employees module, scroll down to the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts and enable the option Shifts Approval. When an employee finishes planning shifts, he/she can send a timetable for approval. For that, an employee should simply click the button Send for Approval. Then the timetable will change its status to approve, and managers will be notified if configured. Then managers or any other users with the right HR administrator may confirm or refuse the shift schedule. In case the timetable is refused, it is returned to the status planning, and an employee can edit the working time in the shifts menu and then, when ready, send it for approval again. In case the timetable is confirmed, its status is changed to approved. After that, ordinary employees can no longer update shifts for that week. In this way, team collaboration becomes much more predictable and might be planned beforehand. In case of refusal or any other questions, it might be a good idea to use the messages thread below the timetable. This way, an employee may inform the superiors why he or she cannot attend on a certain day, and the superiors can give comments on the timetable and suggest some options. A change in the timetable status will be also shown in the messages thread below the timetable. When a timetable state is updated, notifications might be sent. For that, the module uses the standard Odoo notifications. This way, the department managers and any HR administrators can be notified about a timetable being updated. To be notified, those managers should be subscribed to the related employee, and the timetables and shifts option of subscription subtypes should be chosen. Flexible Timetables and Shifts Gantt is an optional add-on that introduces the Gantt view for shifts. The add-on requires the enterprise license of Odoo. With the help of the add-on, you will be able to see, create, and control shifts in the familiar, well-known interface. To turn on the features of the module, make sure that the option Gantt View for Shifts is enabled in configurations of the module employees in the section Flexible Timetables and Shifts. As you open the Shifts menu, in the top right corner above the calendar, you will find the buttons to switch between the shifts views. Click on the second button to switch to the Gantt view. Here you will be able to see all planned shifts, switch between the daily, weekly, monthly calendar view, search, filter, and group the shifts to find the required ones quickly. From the Gantt view, by default you see the employees on the vertical scale and the dates, days, times on the horizontal scale. You can select various searching and filtering criteria to limit the number of shown shifts. For example, show only your own or subordinates shifts. Apply various grouping options to change or create different hierarchies of groupings by clicking on several options one by one. To reset the grouping, just click on the cross by it in the search bar. For example, click on the options Department and then the option Employee and Context. Instantly access information about any shift by clicking on it. To view the shift, click on the button Edit, There you will be able to see the details of the shift, change its time, user, company, context, and add notes. To add a new shift, click on a time or day slot and the planning wizard will appear. Change the day, time of the shift simply by dragging and dropping it. To delete a shift, open any shift by clicking on it in the calendar, then click Edit and button Remove. Then confirm your choice. I hope this video will be useful for you. Feel free to contact us to try the module in the demo instance. See you in the next videos.